Beloved friends, today I invite you into an experiment with the invisible powers that govern your life. For 72 hours, you will affirm a new truth about yourself. And as you do, you will call forth the unseen forces of good waiting to be expressed in your world. Life responds to the words we speak and the thoughts we cherish. What you speak, you summon. What you affirm, you anchor. What you expect, you experience. Every person carries a mental blueprint. This blueprint, whether conscious or unconscious, shapes conditions, circumstances, and opportunities. When the blueprint is fear, the world echoes fear. When the blueprint is faith, the world mirrors faith. For 3 days, I ask you to set aside the old blueprint and step boldly into a new one. Begin by declaring, "Divine order is working in my life now. All that is mine by right of consciousness comes to me easily and joyfully. I am open to miracles and I receive them now." Do not affirm mechanically. Affirm with feeling, as if the words are already true. Let the words fill you with quiet confidence. The universe is obedient to confident, expectant words. During this 72-hour experiment, release every negative statement, every careless word. Replace "I can't" with "I am able." I lack with "I have." I fear with "I trust." Each time you catch a fearful thought, transform it. Each time you find a resentful feeling, bless instead. This is not just positive thinking, it is spiritual law in operation. Miracles are natural outworkings of spiritual law. When you live under this law consciously, you draw to yourself the right people, right opportunities, and right conditions. Your affirmation, steadily spoken, becomes a magnet pulling into form the invisible good that already belongs to you. The more consistent you are, the faster the evidence appears. For 72 hours, refuse to drift back to old doubts. Anchor your mind on the radiant truth that life is for you, not against you. Use a simple practice morning, noon, and night. Still your mind for a few moments and affirm the truth aloud. Speak words like, "The infinite intelligence within me guides my every step. Divine love floods my consciousness with peace. Unexpected blessings arrive on time and in perfect order." Then pause, breathe, and imagine the scene of your life already fulfilled. The power of imagination fuels the power of affirmation. During these 3 days, do your best to walk in joy. Gratitude accelerates the flow of good. Be thankful for what you have and for what is on its way. Do not strain, do not struggle. Say quietly to yourself, "I rest in the certainty of divine supply. What is mine cannot be withheld. Every need is met now. If an obstacle appears, affirm, 'This too shall bless me.' Only good comes from this situation." You may notice synchronicities. A phone call, a chance meeting, a new idea. Receive these as signs of alignment. Resist the urge to explain them away. Welcome them as evidence of the law in action. By the end of 72 hours, you will have set in motion a new vibration. The unseen forces will have been summoned. Your consciousness will be tuned to receive. The key is constancy. 3 days of unwavering affirmation can outweigh years of casual thinking. You are not trying to convince a reluctant universe. You are aligning yourself with the infinite intelligence that already longs to give. As you speak words of truth, doors open, paths clear, and miracles unfold with effortless grace. The power of focused affirmation is the key to unlocking the hidden forces that shape every aspect of your life. When you choose a single clear affirmation and hold it unwaveringly for 72 hours, you are stepping into the timeless spiritual principle that what you repeatedly declare with faith will manifest in your outer world. This is not mere wishful thinking, but a deliberate act of aligning your consciousness with the pattern of good that already exists for you in the invisible. Every word you speak carries vibration, and every vibration draws to it a corresponding form. When your mind is scattered among many desires, mixed thoughts, and inconsistent emotions, your vibration is diluted and so are your results. But when you choose one affirmation, one clear declaration of truth, and speak it with full focus for a defined period of time, your energy becomes concentrated like a laser, and what once seemed distant begins to take shape with surprising speed. It is this concentration that activates spiritual law, turning an abstract possibility into a living, breathing reality. Begin by choosing an affirmation that resonates with your heart. It should be simple, positive, and stated in the present tense. For example, Divine abundance flows to me now, or, I am guided, guarded and prospered in all I do. Do not choose an affirmation that feels far-fetched or filled with resistance. Select one that feels powerful but believable enough for you to speak with conviction. The clearer your affirmation, the clearer your results. Once chosen, commit yourself to this affirmation for 72 hours. Write it down. Place it where you will see it often. Speak it aloud in the morning when you rise, during the day as you go about your tasks, and at night before you sleep. Let it become like a melody running through your consciousness, a spiritual song that fills your inner world with harmony and expectation. The human mind is like fertile soil, it does not discriminate between seeds. If you plant doubt, doubt grows. If you plant faith, faith blossoms. Most people plant mixed seeds, a little hope here, a little fear there, and then wonder why their lives feel inconsistent. But for 3 days you are going to plant only one seed, water only one garden, tend only one vibration. This single, pointedness is what awakens the creative power within you. Every time you affirm, you impress upon your subconscious mind a pattern of reality. The subconscious mind then works tirelessly to bring about conditions, people, and circumstances that match that pattern. While you affirm, do not speak mechanically. Pour feeling into your words. Imagine them as living sparks, igniting currents of energy in the unseen. Feel the end result as though it is already done. See yourself living in the new condition, feeling the joy, the relief, the gratitude. The stronger the emotion you bring to your affirmation, the more quickly it penetrates the subconscious mind, and the more magnetically it draws its counterpart from the invisible realm. Do not strain, simply know. This knowing is not forced, it is relaxed, expectant, and confident. During this 72-hour practice, guard your thoughts with vigilance. If a contradictory idea arises, do not panic. Simply neutralize it with your chosen affirmation. For instance, if your mind says, I can't, gently but firmly speak your affirmation. Divine abundance flows to me now. If a situation appears that challenges your faith, bless it and reaffirm your chosen statement. Every time you replace a negative thought with your affirmation, you strengthen the new pattern and weaken the old. This is the process of mental alchemy, transmuting fear into faith, doubt into certainty, and lack into plenty. Another important aspect of focused affirmation is consistency. The spiritual law responds to steady, unwavering energy. Imagine a musician striking the same note on a violin again and again until the entire room vibrates with resonance. Your affirmation is like that note. When you sound it clearly and repeatedly, your environment begins to vibrate with the same tone. People, opportunities, and events begin to align with your new frequency. This is why a scattered or half-hearted approach produces little. The energy dissipates before it can build momentum. But a focused, faithful approach generates momentum that becomes almost unstoppable. You may also enhance your affirmation practice by creating an atmosphere conducive to its vibration. Light a candle before you speak your words. Sit quietly and breathe deeply. Visualize a radiant light surrounding you, infusing your words with power. Some people like to write their affirmation repeatedly to imprint it on the subconscious mind. Others prefer to record it and play it softly while they sleep. The method is less important than the feeling of sincerity and consistency. Whatever helps you stay focused and engaged for 72 hours will support the unfolding of your desire. As you affirm, begin to expect miracles. This expectation is not a tense hoping but a serene knowing. You are calling forth from the invisible what already belongs to you by right of consciousness. Just as a seed planted in the ground contains within it the blueprint of the full-grown plant, your affirmation contains within it the blueprint of your answered prayer. When you nurture it with attention and faith, it grows inevitably, even if you cannot yet see the sprout. Trust the process. Throughout the 72 hours, cultivate an inner state of gratitude. Gratitude multiplies and accelerates good. Each time you affirm, follow it with a quiet, thank you. Thank the infinite intelligence for working in ways you cannot see. Thank life for responding to your words. Thank yourself for committing to this practice. Gratitude keeps your heart open and your energy clear, allowing the good to flow without obstruction. Understand too that focused affirmation is not about bending the universe to your will, but about aligning your consciousness with the universe's inherent harmony. When you affirm, you are not forcing reality but revealing it. You are peeling away the layers of doubt and fear that obscure the good already present. The more you align, the more effortless it becomes, and what once required effort appears to happen by grace. This is why miracles seem to happen after such a practice. They are not exceptions to the law but expressions of it. In these 3 days, make your chosen affirmation a living force. Let it be the first thought in the morning and the last thought at night. Let it guide your speech, your posture, and your decisions. If you find yourself drifting into old patterns, gently return to your affirmation. This gentle persistence reshapes the mental blueprint, and as the blueprint changes, so does the structure of your outer world. The circumstances that once held you back lose their power, because your vibration no longer sustains them. New conditions emerge that match your new state of mind. The power of focused affirmation for 72 hours is like igniting a spiritual engine. Once started, it continues to run, drawing to you all that resonates with your new belief. This practice teaches you how powerful you truly are when you use your mind with intention. It shows you that your words are not idle but creative, not casual but consequential. It reveals that the gap between desire and manifestation is not as vast as you once thought. With each repetition, you step closer to the realization of your good, until one day you awaken and see it reflected everywhere around you. Consistency over doubt is the secret force that transforms affirmation from a casual wish into a creative power that remolds life itself. It is easy to speak a beautiful statement once or twice, but the real alchemy happens when you hold to it in the face of appearances that seem to deny it. In those moments, your faith is tested and strengthened. Each time you choose to return to your affirmation, instead of drifting into doubt, you engrave a new pattern more deeply into your subconscious mind. Over time, this steadfastness creates a vibration so strong that the outer world must conform to it. This is the difference between hoping and knowing, between occasional attempts and unwavering practice. The universe is orderly and responds to consistent energy. A wavering signal produces mixed results, but a steady signal draws a matching response with exactness and certainty. When you begin your 72-hour practice, understand that doubt may arise as a natural reaction of the old mental habits. Your subconscious has been programmed over years to expect certain outcomes, to fear certain possibilities, and to question new ideas. Do not condemn yourself for this, simply persist. As each doubtful thought surfaces, see it as an opportunity to strengthen your new belief. Affirm again, calmly and firmly. Think of yourself as a sculptor chiseling away at a stone block to reveal the figure within. Each affirmation chips away at the old belief. Each act of consistency uncovers the truth of your new reality. This persistence is not a desperate repetition, but a confident reorientation. When a pilot guides a plane, small corrections are constantly made to keep it on course. Likewise, you are guiding your consciousness toward its destination. Every time you reaffirm your chosen statement instead of indulging a fearful thought, you make a correction and hold your course. Over 72 hours, these small corrections add up to a major shift in your inner vibration. By the end, you have taught your subconscious mind a new pattern of expectation. Consistency also means practicing your affirmation with a steady emotional tone. If you say your words but then immediately worry or complain, you cancel out much of your work. It is not only what you say but how you feel when you say it. A gentle, calm faith carries far more power than a frantic insistence. Speak your affirmation with quiet authority, as one who knows the law and trusts it to do its perfect work. Even if appearances seem unchanged, hold steady. The seed does not sprout the moment it is planted, but beneath the soil it is alive, absorbing nutrients, preparing to emerge. Your affirmation is the same. Its effects are at work in the unseen before they are visible. During your 72-hour experiment, create reminders of your commitment. Write your affirmation on cards and place them in places you frequent: your mirror, your desk, your car. Each time you see the words, pause, breathe, and repeat them. If a situation during the day challenges your faith, stop for a moment and reaffirm. The key is not perfection but persistence. Each time you come back to your affirmation, you reinforce it. Each time you turn away from doubt, you weaken the old pattern. Gradually, the new belief becomes automatic, and your outer life begins to mirror it. Think of consistency over doubt as tuning an instrument. At first, the string may be slack, the sound off key. But with repeated adjustments, the pitch becomes true, and the instrument resonates beautifully. Your mind and emotions are the same. At first, you may feel awkward or skeptical about your affirmation, but through consistent practice, it begins to feel natural. When it feels natural, it is established, and when it is established, it manifests. You can enhance this consistency by linking your affirmation with your breath. For example, each time you inhale, silently say the first part of your affirmation. Each time you exhale, silently say the second part. This integrates the statement into your very life force. You begin to breathe your new belief, and every cell of your body receives the signal. By making your affirmation part of a physical rhythm, you strengthen its hold on your consciousness. Another powerful aid is visualization. After speaking your affirmation, take a few moments to imagine it fulfilled. If your affirmation is about abundance, see yourself already living in abundance, feeling the security and joy it brings. If it is about guidance, see yourself moving confidently along a clear path. Let the images arise naturally and hold them gently in your mind. Visualization reinforces your affirmation and gives the subconscious mind a clear picture to bring into reality. Consistency in visualization, like consistency in words, multiplies the effect. The more you replace doubt with consistency, the more evidence you will see. At first, it may come as small signs, an encouraging message, a sudden idea, an unexpected gift. Treat these as proof that your affirmation is working. Acknowledge them with gratitude, and they will multiply. Doubt ignores these signs or explains them away. Consistency celebrates them, and thereby strengthens the vibration. In time, the small signs build into larger manifestations, and what once seemed miraculous becomes your new normal. Understand also that consistency is a form of self-mastery. Every time you choose your affirmation over your doubt, you strengthen your inner will. You learn to govern your thoughts rather than be governed by them. This inner discipline spills over into other areas of your life, making you calmer, clearer, and more intentional. It is a training ground for the mind and a gateway to deeper spiritual power. While practicing consistency over doubt, cultivate an inner attitude of patience. Patience is not passivity but confident expectation. It is knowing that your good is on its way, that the law is unfailing, and that every affirmation spoken in faith returns fulfilled. This patience keeps you from checking the soil to see if the seed has sprouted. You know it will sprout, so you let it be. You water it with continued affirmation and gratitude, and you let the timing unfold naturally. Remember that doubt may come disguised as logic or realism. It may whisper that you are foolish, that nothing is happening, that you should stop. Recognize this voice as the echo of old beliefs, not the truth. Consistency does not argue with doubt, it simply continues affirming. Like sunlight dissolving mist, your steady light of faith burns away the fog of skepticism. With each repetition, your inner certainty grows stronger, and doubt loses its grip. By the end of 72 hours of consistency over doubt, you will notice a shift within yourself even before the outer world shifts. You will feel calmer, more aligned, more magnetic. Your nervous system relaxes, your heart opens, your intuition sharpens. These inner changes are the first fruits of your practice, and they pave the way for outer miracles. You begin to realize that you are no longer at the mercy of conditions, but are shaping them from within. In this way, consistency over doubt becomes more than a technique, it becomes a way of living. It trains you to hold to truth under all circumstances, to walk by faith and not by sight, to become the deliberate creator of your experience, rather than a passive recipient. It builds a bridge between your conscious and subconscious minds, aligning them so completely that your affirmation becomes your reality without struggle. As you master this consistency, you find that the gap between your spoken word and its manifestation grows shorter, and miracles become a natural expression of your life. Feel it as real as the golden thread that weaves affirmations into reality. For the subconscious mind responds not merely to words but to the emotional atmosphere that surrounds them. When you speak an affirmation without feeling, you plant a seed but forget to water it. When you speak it with vivid emotion and clear imagination, you pour sunlight and water upon the seed and call it into growth. This is why a single sincere, feeling-filled affirmation can be more potent than dozens of empty repetitions. You are impressing upon your deeper mind not just statements but experiences. And experiences are what the subconscious seeks to reproduce in the outer world. Feeling makes your words magnetic, alive, and unforgettable to the creative intelligence within you. To feel your affirmation as real, you begin by quieting your mind and turning inward. Imagine yourself stepping into the scene of your fulfilled desire as though it already exists. If your affirmation concerns abundance, see yourself opening the door to your home filled with light and beauty, feeling the warmth of security and ease in your heart. If it concerns health, picture yourself moving freely, breathing deeply, radiating vitality. If it concerns love or harmony, feel the presence of that harmony surrounding you, a quiet assurance and joy filling your whole being. The images should be vivid but effortless. Allow them to arise naturally. Then inhabit them as though they are happening now. This mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as the actual experience, training your body and mind to accept it as normal. Your words then become the command and your emotions the fuel. As you affirm, let yourself feel the excitement, gratitude, and calm certainty that would be present if your desire were already fulfilled. This is not pretending, it is practicing alignment. It is establishing a new vibration, in which your desire and your reality are no longer separate. When you do this for 72 hours with steadiness, you shift your entire energy field, and circumstances must align to match it. One way to deepen the feeling of reality is to engage all your senses. If your affirmation is about success in your work, imagine the sound of congratulatory voices, the scent of fresh flowers on your desk, the feel of a new pen in your hand signing the contract, the sight of your bank balance reflecting your achievement. The more sensory details you add, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. These sensory impressions act like anchors, giving substance to the unseen, and your deeper mind begins to treat them as actual memories, seeking to reproduce them in your outer life. Another key is to match your inner posture to your affirmation. If you affirm abundance but hunch your shoulders in defeat, your body contradicts your words. Stand or sit in a way that reflects your desired reality. Breathe deeply. Lift your chest, let your face soften into a smile. These physical cues send powerful signals to your nervous system, which in turn reinforce the feelings you are cultivating. In this way, your entire being becomes a resonating chamber for your new state, not just your mind. During your 72-hour practice, give yourself moments throughout the day to pause and re-enter the feeling state. It may take only 30 seconds of vivid feeling to refresh your vibration. Close your eyes at your desk, in your car, or during a break. Speak your affirmation softly, and feel the outcome as though it has already come to pass. Each of these moments layers another coat of paint on the mental picture, until it becomes indelible. The subconscious responds to repetition of feeling even more than repetition of words. Feeling your affirmation as real also dissolves the sense of waiting. When you feel it now, you are no longer projecting your good into the future. You are claiming it in the present, and the present moment is the only creative point. This collapse of time accelerates manifestation. You are no longer saying, "I will have," but "I am now experiencing." And this subtle shift releases resistance and opens the channel for immediate results. If doubt arises, do not resist it harshly, simply return to the feeling state. Doubt lives in the intellect, but feeling lives in the heart. When you drop back into feeling, the doubt dissolves like mist under sunlight. This is why it is more effective to shift your emotional state than to argue with your thoughts. As your feelings settle into certainty, your thoughts will follow naturally. Gratitude is one of the quickest ways to ignite the feeling of reality. After you affirm, pause and give thanks as though it has already happened. Feel the relief, joy, and appreciation in your body. Gratitude instantly places you in the frequency of receiving, making your affirmation come alive. Even if nothing seems to have changed outwardly, the inner shift you feel is a sign that the change is already underway. You can also use music, movement, or ritual to deepen the feeling of your affirmation. Play uplifting music while you affirm to stir your emotions. Walk in nature as you repeat your words to connect them with the living energy around you. Light a candle or hold a symbolic object that represents your fulfilled desire. These outer actions give the inner state a tangible expression and make it easier to maintain. Over 72 hours, they can anchor the feeling so deeply that it becomes second nature. The practice of feeling your affirmation as real is not limited to moments of meditation. Carry it into your interactions. If your affirmation concerns confidence, act as if you already are confident in your conversations, your body language, and your decisions. If it concerns abundance, treat yourself with the dignity and generosity you would feel in that state. These small acts of congruence reinforce your inner shift and broadcast it to the world, inviting matching experiences back to you. Another powerful tool is to script your desired experience as though you are describing your current life to a trusted friend. Write it in the present tense, full of sensory details and emotions. Read it aloud and let yourself feel it. This scripting blends affirmation and imagination into a living narrative that your subconscious mind absorbs as truth. Over 72 hours. Revisiting this script can keep your emotional state elevated and focused. As you feel your affirmation as real, you may begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception. Colors seem brighter, people respond differently, opportunities appear. This is not coincidence but the reflection of your new vibration. The outer world is a mirror. When the inner image changes, the reflection must also change. By immersing yourself in the feeling state for 3 days, you recalibrate what you expect and therefore what you experience. The more real it feels to you inwardly, the faster it becomes real outwardly. The subconscious mind is the creative workshop of the universe within you. It cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a physical one. By feeding it experiences of your desired state, you instruct it to produce matching circumstances. This is why athletes rehearse their performances mentally and why performers visualize their success. You are rehearsing your new life, and the stage of your reality will be set accordingly. Above all, treat the feeling of reality as a joyful experiment, not a grim duty. Approach it with playfulness, curiosity, and wonder. This lightness of heart keeps resistance low and creativity high. As you sustain the feeling of reality for 72 hours, you align yourself with the energy of creation itself. You become not only a speaker of affirmations, but a living embodiment of them. And the gap between your inner world and outer world grows smaller until they match. Feeling it as real also awakens your intuition. As you dwell in the state of fulfillment, ideas will arise about steps to take, places to go, or words to speak. Trust these nudges. They are the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the pathways through which your good flows. Acting on these intuitions while maintaining your feeling state accelerates the unfolding of your desire. In time, as you practice feeling your affirmation as real, you develop a kind of inner stability. Conditions may fluctuate, but your inner state remains centered in the end you have chosen. This stability is magnetic. It draws people and events to you, not because you chase them, but because you have become a point of powerful attraction. What you used to strive for begins to flow to you naturally, drawn by the certainty of your vibration. This is the essence of making your affirmation alive: to feel it deeply, to inhabit it now, to let it color your senses, shape your posture, guide your actions, and inform your emotions. It is to live inside the answered prayer even before it appears, and by living inside it, to invite it to become your visible experience. Over 72 hours, this immersion creates an energetic imprint so strong that your outer life must rearrange itself to match the new inner pattern you have accepted as real. Gratitude accelerates miracles, because it shifts your entire vibration from wanting to receiving, from striving to allowing, from tension to flow. When you practice gratitude alongside your affirmations, you multiply their power and quicken their manifestation. Gratitude is the language of abundance, the atmosphere of answered prayer. It is not just an emotion, but a state of consciousness that declares, "It is done, and I rejoice." When you give thanks for what you already have and for what is coming, you demonstrate faith in the unseen, and open wide the channel through which your good can flow. The mind that is grateful is magnetized to more good. The heart that is thankful is receptive to greater blessings. This is why gratitude is so essential in any deliberate practice of creating your desired life. Begin your 72-hour affirmation experiment by saturating it with gratitude. As soon as you speak your affirmation, immediately follow it with words of thanks. If your affirmation is, "Divine abundance flows to me now," say softly afterward, "Thank you for this abundance." Feel the warmth of appreciation rising in your chest, as though you have already received the thing you desire. This act bridges the gap between the mental and the emotional, rooting your affirmation in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. It is like planting a seed and then watering it with gratitude so it sprouts more quickly. Gratitude also changes your perspective on your current circumstances. Instead of seeing lack or limitation, you begin to notice the good that is already present. This noticing amplifies your vibration. The subconscious mind interprets your focus as a command, and so by focusing on what you appreciate, you invite more of it. This is why even in difficult conditions, finding something to be grateful for begins to shift the entire pattern. You are saying to life, "I acknowledge the good already here, and I am ready for more." Life responds with greater outpourings of good, because you have created an inner atmosphere of welcome. Another way gratitude accelerates miracles is by dissolving resistance. Resistance often shows up as impatience, doubt, or frustration. When you give thanks as though your desire has already been fulfilled, you bypass those states and anchor yourself in calm assurance. The feeling of thankfulness cannot coexist with fear or resentment. It naturally replaces them. This replacement clears the channels of your consciousness, allowing your affirmation to flow unhindered into form. Each moment of gratitude is like clearing debris from a river so the water can rush through freely. Throughout your day, weave gratitude into your routine. When you wake up, thank life for another day. When you affirm your chosen statement, thank the universe for making it real. When you eat, thank the food. When you receive even the smallest sign of progress, thank it with sincerity. This constancy of gratitude builds a momentum of good feelings that magnetize more blessings. It trains your mind to look for the positive, to expect favorable outcomes, and to assume that life is working in your favor. Gratitude also amplifies the emotional component of your affirmation. When you say your words and then give thanks, you are telling your subconscious, "This is not just a wish. This is my new reality." The subconscious then moves to confirm your belief by arranging circumstances accordingly. The feeling of gratitude acts as evidence to your inner mind that what you affirm is true now, not in the distant future. This immediacy collapses time and speeds manifestation. A powerful practice during your 72-hour experiment is to keep a gratitude journal specifically tied to your affirmation. After each affirmation session, write down at least 3 things you are grateful for in the area of your desire. If you are affirming abundance, list every instance of abundance you notice. A kind gesture, an unexpected discount, a supportive friend, a sudden idea. Treat each as a sign of alignment and thank it. Over time, your journal becomes a record of your vibrational shift, evidence of the law at work. You can also combine gratitude with visualization. After affirming, close your eyes and imagine your desired condition fulfilled. Then feel a surge of thankfulness rise in you as though it is happening now. Say silently, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." This triple thank anchors the feeling deeply. The subconscious responds more strongly to emotion than to thought, and gratitude is one of the strongest, purest emotions you can cultivate. Gratitude even shifts your physical state. As you give thanks, your breathing deepens, your nervous system relaxes, and your brain releases beneficial chemicals. This bodily shift reinforces the mental shift, creating a feedback loop of well-being. In this state, your intuition sharpens, your creativity increases, and your capacity to notice opportunities expands. You become a match for the very things you are affirming, not just in thought but in energy. Another layer to gratitude is expressing it outwardly. When you thank others, compliment them, or acknowledge their contributions, you reinforce your internal state. The more you give appreciation, the more you see things to appreciate. This outward expression multiplies your inward vibration and creates an environment of goodwill around you. Opportunities and support often flow through people, and gratitude opens those channels. During your 72-hour affirmation practice, use gratitude to neutralize any negativity that arises. If a fearful thought appears, thank it for coming up and then return to your affirmation. If a delay occurs, thank the process for its perfect timing and reaffirm your statement. This keeps you in a state of flow and trust rather than struggle and doubt. Gratitude is your anchor, keeping you steady even when appearances waver. As you continue, you may find yourself naturally speaking gratitude throughout the day without prompting. This is a sign that your consciousness has shifted from lack to abundance, from waiting to receiving. In this state, you are no longer simply practicing gratitude, you are embodying it. Your affirmation has become a living reality within you, and gratitude is its outward expression. Gratitude also connects you to the larger field of life. When you give thanks, you acknowledge that you are part of something greater, an infinite intelligence that responds to your vibration. This humility and openness align you with the flow of that intelligence. You become less concerned with controlling outcomes and more attuned to allowing them. This letting go paradoxically speeds the arrival of your good because you are no longer resisting or micromanaging it. Another technique to deepen gratitude during affirmation is to speak it aloud with feeling. Use your voice as an instrument. Say, "I am so thankful that," and complete the sentence with your affirmation, as though it has already occurred. The act of vocalizing gratitude sends vibrations through your body, strengthening the emotional imprint. You can even sing your thanks, turning it into a chant or a gentle melody. This adds joy and rhythm, which the subconscious loves. In addition to verbal gratitude, use physical gestures to embody it. Place your hand over your heart as you thank. Bow your head or lift your arms to the sky. Smile as you say the words. These gestures communicate to your deeper mind that something wonderful is happening now. They bypass the intellect and speak directly to the subconscious in the language of ritual and movement. Over 72 hours, gratitude builds a bridge between your present state and your desired state. Each thank you is a step across that bridge. Each moment of appreciation shortens the distance. By the end of your practice, you will have created such a strong field of gratitude that your affirmation feels inevitable. You will look around and see evidence everywhere that life is conspiring for your good. Gratitude accelerates miracles because it places you in harmony with the very energy you seek to attract. It dissolves the illusion of separation between you and your desire. It makes the unseen seen in your inner world, which must eventually be reflected in your outer world. It transforms your affirmation from mere words into a living current of power. It turns waiting into welcoming and hoping into knowing. And as you walk through your 72-hour affirmation journey infused with gratitude, you become a magnet for blessings, a lighthouse of expectancy, a living invitation for miracles to unfold all around you. Observe the signs is the practice of becoming receptive, attentive, and responsive to the evidence that your affirmation is taking root in the unseen and beginning to bear fruit in the seen. When you affirm consistently for 72 hours, you are not only speaking words but setting in motion a network of forces, ideas, and connections far beyond your conscious planning. These forces rarely announce themselves in dramatic ways at first. They whisper, they nudge, they arrange small coincidences, they bring you subtle confirmations. If you are too busy doubting, dismissing, or rushing, you will miss them. But when you cultivate the quiet habit of observing the signs, you place yourself in the flow of these unfolding miracles and allow them to guide your next steps. This is not superstition. It is the conscious recognition that reality reflects your inner state, and that reflection begins as soon as your vibration changes, even before full manifestation appears. To observe the signs, you first create an inner posture of expectancy. Expectancy is different from impatience. Impatience waits nervously, scanning for proof. Expectancy rests confidently, knowing that the seed planted must sprout, and watches with joy for the first shoots to appear. Begin your 72-hour affirmation journey by setting the intention to notice every small alignment, every piece of guidance, every flicker of synchronicity. Say to yourself, I am open and attentive to the evidence of my affirmation now. This shifts your awareness into a receptive state, making you more likely to recognize and appreciate the signs when they appear. Signs may come in countless forms. A friend may mention exactly the book or resource you need. A random conversation may deliver an idea that solves your problem. You may overhear a phrase that matches your affirmation word for word. An opportunity you had given up on suddenly resurfaces. A person you have been thinking about calls unexpectedly. Even your dreams may begin to reflect your new belief, offering images of fulfillment and success. Each of these is a sign that your affirmation is reshaping your energetic field, and that the outer world is responding. By noticing and honoring these signs, you strengthen your vibration, as though the universe is winking back at you saying, yes, keep going. It's working. During your practice, keep a journal or a small notebook with you. Each time you notice a sign, jot it down. Describe what happened, how it connects to your affirmation, and how it made you feel. This simple act of recording signs magnifies your awareness of them. Over time you will see a pattern forming, a thread of evidence that your words are not falling into empty space, but returning to you as conditions and clues. This becomes a living testimony of the law at work and a powerful antidote to doubt. When you feel uncertain, reread your list of signs, and you will be reminded that your practice is bearing fruit. Observing signs also means trusting your intuition. As your affirmation reshapes your subconscious mind, new impulses and ideas will arise within you. You may feel a gentle nudge to call someone, visit a place, start a project, or let go of something that no longer serves you. These inner impulses are signs just as much as external events. They are the whispers of the same intelligence that guided your affirmation into being. When you honor them, you accelerate the unfolding of your desire. When you ignore them, the process slows. Cultivate the courage to follow intuitive guidance while holding your affirmation steady. This is how signs lead to inspired action, and inspired action leads to manifestation. Another aspect of observing signs is shifting from skepticism to curiosity. Skepticism dismisses coincidences as random and meaningless. Curiosity treats them as potentially significant, open to discovering their meaning. When you approach your life with curiosity, every moment becomes alive with possibility. You begin to see a pattern of support, where before you saw only chance. This does not mean forcing meaning into everything, but allowing for the possibility that the universe is communicating with you through symbols, timing, and serendipity. This openness enlarges your world and aligns your mind with the subtle currents of creation. It is important, however, not to become fixated on the signs themselves as if they are the goal. They are indicators, not the destination. If you obsess over signs, you slip into the energy of lack and waiting, which slows the process. Instead, acknowledge them with gratitude, take any inspired action they suggest, and return to the calm certainty of your affirmation. This keeps you balanced between attention and detachment, between receiving guidance and maintaining focus on your end state. Observing signs also trains you to recognize progress in all its forms. Sometimes the first sign is an inner shift, a sudden feeling of peace where before there was anxiety, or a sense of release where before there was clinging. Sometimes the sign is a temporary disruption that clears the way for your good. For example, an old situation may end, a relationship may shift, a job may conclude, making space for something better. If you are attached to appearances, you may think things are going wrong, when in fact they are rearranging for your highest benefit. By cultivating the habit of observing signs, you become more adaptable and resilient, able to see beyond the surface to the larger movement of good unfolding. You can enhance your ability to see signs by practicing moments of stillness each day. Take a few minutes to breathe deeply, quiet your mind, and simply notice. Ask inwardly, show me the evidence of my affirmation today. Then go about your day with relaxed alertness. This open-ended invitation primes your subconscious to bring signs to your attention. Because your conscious mind is often preoccupied, subtle cues can go unnoticed. Stillness gives them space to rise to awareness. Another technique is to use a symbol or token as a reminder of your affirmation. Carry a small stone, wear a piece of jewelry, or place an image on your desk. Each time you see or touch it, pause and ask yourself if there are any signs you've overlooked. This anchors the habit of paying attention. Over 72 hours, this small ritual can train your mind to become highly sensitive to synchronicities. When you observe the signs of your affirmation working, allow yourself to feel genuine delight. Celebrate each one no matter how small. This celebration feeds the vibration of joy and expectancy, which in turn attracts more evidence. It's like applauding a musician after the first notes of a song. The applause encourages the full performance. The universe, sensing your appreciation, amplifies its response. Observing signs also deepens your relationship with the unseen. You begin to realize that life is not random but responsive, that you are not isolated but interconnected, that your thoughts and feelings ripple out and draw matching experiences back. This realization dissolves the sense of struggle and replaces it with wonder. Instead of trying to force outcomes, you learn to dance with the unfolding of events, guided by subtle cues and timely opportunities. This is the art of co-creation, where you speak your word and then listen for the echo in the world around you. During your 72-hour practice, make it a game to find as many signs as possible. Approach it with the curiosity of a child on a treasure hunt. This playful attitude keeps resistance low and awareness high. As you notice more signs, you will start to see how seamlessly the universe weaves its responses to your inner work. What you once called coincidence begins to look like orchestration, and you become a conscious participant in the pattern. You may also find that as you observe signs, your self-trust increases. You begin to trust your ability to read the language of life, to discern when to act and when to wait, to sense the difference between a distraction and a true nudge. This self-trust is invaluable because it frees you from dependence on external validation. You no longer need constant reassurance because you can feel the alignment within yourself. In the end, observing the signs during your affirmation practice reveals that miracles are not abrupt interruptions of the natural order, but natural consequences of a changed inner state. They often begin quietly, like the first light of dawn creeping across the sky, and grow brighter as you continue to affirm, feel, and give thanks. By training your awareness to see them, you accelerate their unfolding and participate joyfully in their manifestation. Each sign becomes a stepping stone across the river from your old reality to your new one, evidence that your affirmation is alive, moving, and transforming the landscape of your life, even before the final result appears in full form.